One of the most popular Disney performers technically never worked for Disney, but almost anyone who worked for Mickey Mouse at one point has seen the man beside me. This is Rob Volpe, who performed for years at the Dueling Piano Bar at Disney's Boardwalk's Jellyrolls. Rob, how are we doing today?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm great, great. Rob, super excited to get to talk to you because, like, for the longest time that I can remember, I was there several nights when I was working for Disney, writing those requests on those napkins and watching you perform. I wanted to get a little bit back into where you started from. So, where did you learn piano from?
Believe it or not, my grandmother taught me. My grandmother was a piano teacher, and when I was growing up, there was some days my parents both worked, so we were at grandma's house, and it was learn piano or do more grandma stuff like watch Bonanza. So I chose learn piano at that point.
Can you play the Bonanza theme on the piano?
Oh my goodness. It's been a while. Oh my God, it's been forever. No, but yeah, I feel like you're going to do that to me a lot. I want to see how many I get right.
Oh,
I used to know
I
the Bonanza
have
theme.
100% this entire interview planned
This
to
whole
be
thing.
asking you exactly how much of these that you know.
Kids don't know what Bonanza is anymore. Everybody right now is Googling what's Bonanza, what
Oh,
show.
for sure.
They don't know what it is.
Were you originally from Orlando?
New York.
New York. Okay. How did you end up in Orlando?
I was a big Disney fan. We vacationed in Orlando a lot. And then finally in 2005, not to correct your intro, but most people don't know this, I did work for Disney. I did a Disney college program. That's when I came down.
Okay. Where did you work for your Disney college program?
The Backlot Tour,
Oh, wow.
when it was
And
still Disney MGM Studios.
were you doing a lot of piano stuff at the time?
Not for work. At that point, I was fresh out of college. I got my marketing degree. I just loved Disney. I never, ever thought I would do something with music for a career.
Don't cheer for me, cheer for John's birthday.
So let's get into your background with Jellyrolls a bit. When did you first start at Jellyrolls?
Jellyrolls, I started 2012.
And how did you end up with Jellyrolls?
So I had worked at two other piano bars in the area. That's kind of where I got my feet wet. There was a Howl at the Moon here. And then I was kind of in on an opening team that opened up a new bar that was in downtown Orlando, but it only lasted about a year and change. That area it didn't have enough traffic with everything going on. So it just kind of coincided that somebody was leaving Jellyrolls at that time and they needed a player.
When did you leave Jellyrolls?
The pandemic.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean,
it was March 16th, 2020.
the pandemic, it definitely hit. I mean, obviously, a lot of cast members. We had everything from like the cast member pantry fund. It was a hard time for a lot of people. I did see recently you just performed with someone else who was hit by the pandemic, Yeehaw Bob Jackson. How was that?
Oh, that event was a lot of fun. The WDW News Today put out a little show where they got a bunch of Disney performers that had been furloughed or they lost their jobs, whatever the case may be. So it was really cool to have a bunch of classic Disney talent in one room. Honestly, I was like a kid in a candy store. It was great.
Awesome. So Jellyrolls, going back a little bit, obviously a typical piano bar, they're getting the normal requests. You're getting your Billy Joel, you're getting your Elton John, but you, with Jellyrolls being right out of the exit for the International Gateway, you're getting obviously a ton of Disney requests. So what would you say would be like some of your most commonly requested Disney songs?
Oh, most commonly requested. I mean, you know what they are. They're all the big ones. I mean, honestly, you really pick the movie of what it's going to be. You got your and you can start from wherever. I mean, obviously, you're going to get Snow White was the first one, and those probably come up a little less often. But you'll get all that stuff. You know, when Frozen came out, obviously, Frozen songs every night. Hakuna Matata is always a favorite. You Got a Friend in Me.
Frozen was about the time that I was, that was when I worked for Disney. I worked at the Magic Kingdom main entrance. So obviously 2014, you were there during the Frozen Summer Fun, all of that craziness. So I'm sure you probably saw like Let It Go requested all of the time.
It still gets requested all the time. And believe it or not, fun fact, I never had to sit down and put all the work in to learn it. I can fake my way through it if I need to, but I actually never really sat down and fully studied Frozen.
You did a great job because I mean, I have heard that song at least 20,000 times. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. Jellyrolls, like it always came up and there was always the moans and groans and like, okay, here we go. And so can you play Let It Go for us?
I mean, yeah, we could do a little of it. I don't know what key we're going to do it in this early. Snow blows right on the ground tonight. Another footprint. This not even the right key. This was happening at 11 a.m. I knew it was going to happen. But yeah, there's a little Let It Go. I said not one of my personal big ones, but it's going to come up. So I always hope playing with it.
There's a big following for it, though. I mean,
people love Frozen. At that point, for me, I was getting into a point where I don't want to say I feel I was getting too old for it. I just wasn't paying attention as much to the new movies as the ones that when you're a kid, they're ingrained in your soul. Like I'm not going to forget the words to Under the Sea because I was 6 when it came out.
Right. So I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about Sunday night at Jellyrolls, because for those of you who don't know, those working in the service industry got a big industry on Sunday nights. Was it that they used to waive? I know for a while they waived the cover charge, and then it was like you got a discounted rate.
Right. Towards the end, it became free every Sunday. It's so fun. It's actually so funny. It changed over the years, and I actually don't know why. But when I started my college program, it was free every night. And I know before that, it was free on. I think it was like Sunday or Tuesday and Saturday. Like Tuesdays were the night. And then somewhere over my time there, Sunday was the only free day, and cast members got a half price rate the rest of the time. So that free Sunday, man, they just loaded in cast members. You couldn't find room in there on a Sunday.
I mean, you've talked about, you've shown that video on your TikTok of the massively packed house, people screaming at the top of their lungs the lyrics to "It's a Small World."
Yep.
Was that like the most commonly like people raving out to "It's a Small World" that you saw, or what's the big cast member song?
On Sundays, it didn't matter what you played. It was the joke was on Sunday. It was a combination of emo songs, Broadway, and Disney songs. That was the trifecta, basically, of what Sunday night was. Splash in some Jonas Brothers, maybe, or some Miley Cyrus, but that was that was a recipe for anybody in their early 20s to go nuts.
Out here drinking hurricanes here in Drunkburg.
So 2020, we talked about a little bit, hit a lot of the cast members hard. Jellyrolls obviously just reopened this month. Are you still in contact with some of the ones performing over there?
I talked to the people that I was close with. I still keep in touch with.
So we talked a little bit, a lot of the performers finding creative ways to get through. How did you really get through COVID? What were your main things that you were doing during, I mean, it was obviously a hard year and a half for a lot of people. What were some of the main things that you've been doing to get through?
So I always feel a little bad when I say this, but I always rather be honest. It was not the worst year for me. I feel like for a lot of people, if you really took that time to reflect on what you wanted to do, and I know some people don't have the ability to, it depends on what your situation was going in. But for me, it was a lot of time with the family. It was fun doing a lot of the live streaming shows from home, because although I couldn't see the people, being able to see that they're typing and, and I can do whatever. Yeah, I can see inside what they're thinking, which I don't even get when you're in the bar. I see if people are smiling. I see if people are singing along, but you don't know what people are actually thinking. But here you kind of had this outlet where they can write to you while you're playing. So that was a weirdly rewarding thing to get to know your fans and make some new friends and do stuff that way.
Now, the other big thing when you were at Jellyrolls, you and the other performers were constantly getting requests to play weddings, and now you've taken that and you're doing a lot with Orlando Dueling Pianos. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So Orlando Dueling Piano Company started by a Jellyrolls piano player, my good friend Johnny Kay, who sadly passed away a couple of years ago. And there's always people started wanting dueling pianos at our functions. So we basically found a way to make pianos portable. So we can bring a whole show wherever we need to. We can bring the piano shells and a whole PA setup, lights if we need to. So we've played house parties, we've played birthdays, we've played weddings, corporate events. Now you can do it anywhere. So a couple of good people that I knew took it over. And the company's doing really well. It's a nice option for entertainment now in Florida.
Do you still perform with them a good bit?
Yeah, right. Well, so right now they have a deal with the Boathouse in Disney Springs. So there's 4 shows at the Boathouse every weekend, Friday and Saturday night, and Saturday and Sunday brunch. So I usually do a couple of those, and then believe it or not, you get hired for a lot of private events in this area. Knock on wood, I'm lucky for it. There's a lot of events that come in, so usually keeps me pretty busy between them and some of the other local companies.
Mostly sticking with the private event areas right now.
Yeah, I mean, I will always play public stuff, but believe it or not, it doesn't come up as often.
Absolutely. One of the other big things that's obviously really controversial right now among Disney fans, a lot of people are upset about the loss of Happily Ever After. You just did a assortment video showing some of the nighttime spectaculars. Can you play a little bit from that?
Oh yeah.
We need to get people to reminisce a bit because everyone's still really upset about losing the Happily Ever After.
Ready to begin, got the wonder, feeling for you in, let the story. I don't remember lyrics in the morning. Spark a dream on the way meant to follow, starting now on a new tomorrow. And the story comes alive when we look inside. I always liked Happily Ever After. It was a good one.
Oh, it's a fun one. Do you know Wishes?
Let's see. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I told you it's early, but they're all in there in some capacity. They've had to be after all these years.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, Wishes is forever embedded in my brain because, like I was saying, in my college program, I started at the Magic Kingdom main entrance. So, after 5 p.m., Disney is run by, 20-year-olds. And so we were constantly hearing that every single night. So those lyrics are like forever embedded in my brain. So obviously I have to throw a request for Wishes in there.
Wishes lasted, I feel, a long time too. And it was a very good show. That was a really good show. And it was, I feel like it had at least a 10-year run.
It did. I mean, and the other big show that I was going to try to hit you with, the Main Street Electrical Parade just got, allegedly it's coming back to Disneyland. Do you know any of the tune from that?
No, I don't remember that one anymore. I have it up. I don't remember how to play it.
Yeah.
It's funny. The electrical parade is fantastic, but for some reason, Spectro Magic is always going to have my heart for my favorite Disney parade.
Oh, that's absolutely one of the best Disney parades. John Debney, one behind that. He did a lot of. I mean, every time I'm always doing like a lot of behind the scenes music stuff. And John Debney, I mean, all of his work is the Phantom Manor soundtrack, the revamping all the Disney attractions. I mean, he has a ton of great work.
It was a
Hocus
different
Pocus.
feel. Yeah. Yes.
Since we are so close to Halloween, do you know any Hocus Pocus?
Oh, not really, actually. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. I played it once this whole season. Put a spell on you, and now you're mine.
So going into that, I'll kind of get into some of I'm going to really get you on the Disney trivia at this point then.
Okay.
I've got a stack of Disney records right here beside me. I'm going to hold up a Disney record and name a song from the record, and we're going to see if you're able to play it, because I want to test that encyclopedic knowledge. First one, since we are in Halloween, have Haunted Mansion, Ring Grinning Ghost,
Creak and the tombstones quake, spooks of laughter screaming wake, weary hearts, weary eyes start to shriek and harmonize, ring ring goes from out to socialize. I don't know what to mention.
No, that's perfect. That's so great. Okay. Next one I got, we have Aladdin, A Whole New World.
Ooh. I can show you the world, shine and shimmer and splendid. I like this game. I like it.
You're 2 for 2 so far, so
I know it's not gonna last, but we'll.
Okay. Next we're going in the Enchanted Tiki Room.
All right. I love that. I don't know if this is going to be video anywhere, but I love that you have all these actual records. That's so awesome. Well, in the tiki room, in the tiki room, all the birds sing words and the flowers croon in the tiki room. On my live stream show, we play a couple of drinking games for fun, because what were people going to do over quarantine? And that was one of the more intense ones, because you're supposed to drink whenever I said tiki. So we got very sloppy on the stream after that song.
I can only imagine. That's a very dangerous game. That is, very solid though. We had my friend, we just had her bachelorette party, and she was proposed to in Epcot, and she wanted to do a drinking thing where everyone who showed up with the signature drink of a country in Epcot, and then we drank around the world at the bachelorette party. There was a long drinking game that evening. Okay, I know we talked a little bit about Little Mermaid earlier, so we got to hit it next. Let's go with the classic Part of Your World.
Ooh, all right, I'm gonna think. Look at the stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? Little Mermaid.
That's a solid one though. Okay, next one we're gonna go a little bit outside of your exit here. Epcot Center, Journey into the Imagination with Figment.
Ooh. With just one spark of inspiration is at the heart of all creation, right at the start of everything that's new. With just one spark, lights up for you.
I think we are like 6 in, and you have not missed a single one. So
it's gonna happen. I will take the luck while it lasts, but it's just there's a lot of music out there.
I'm like, I need to make this a little bit harder.
No, don't make it harder.
Let's go Mulan. I'll make a man out of you.
Oh, I don't know if I can do it without a chart in front of me. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Didn't they send me daughters when I asked for sons? Pale, pathetic lot. You're through, Mr. I'll make a man out of you.
I'm going to give you half point on that. Well, we dropped some lyrics, but we got the melody going, so we're going to half count that one.
I'll tell you what, at this point, there's some too. If I know what's coming up, I'm like, all right, let me just look at those lyrics real quick and get them in my head, and then I'll do it. But I like this where I got to just rapid fire it and see what I got.
Right.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Rainbow Connection.
I'm going to double point that just because of the fact that you did the full-on Kermit voice.
I try to Kermit the Frog. I never do a Kermit voice. I don't think I do voices well, but I know that's what the people want for that song. That's what they need.
Absolutely. And that's the whole thing. You performing at Jellyrolls, all of the places that you perform, you tune into those audience needs. That's why you get those pack houses at Jellyrolls on Sunday nights. Now we're going to talk about those early 2000 kids' needs on this next one because we got High School Musical. Can we do, let's see. What I've been looking for, that's the main song from High School Musical probably. So.
Ooh, I think Breaking Free is, but I will see your,
well, let's go Breaking Free.
I was curious if I knew the other one too. Breaking Free, I know I got. Soaring, flying, there's not a star in heaven we can't reach. If we're trying, then we're breaking free. I'm embarrassed to say I know that whole song inside and out.
That is not an embarrassing thing to say because that was the one I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna get them on anything, it's gonna be High School Musical. We're getting into like the fringe Disney properties, but no.
So High School Musical was pretty big when I was also still a cast member at Hollywood Studios. So it was kind of unavoidable. So the first High School Musical played way too much around me.
Well, did they have the live show at that time?
Mm-hmm. They didn't have it at the time of my college program, but I stayed part-time all the way till 2009.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, that's a good one to get stuck in your head though. Let's go Mary Poppins Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you sing it loud enough, it always sounds precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I do not think I have any in here that I can stump you with at this point.
I'm happy. You could have gone very wrong. You could have gone a totally different direction.
Oh, I mean, they can get crazier, but this is, I mean, you have not. Let's hit back with the one that every cast member, pretty much every Disney fan knows at the bottom of their heart. They've heard it every time. Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow.
Yo, yes. And that became the song that I did as the very last song on all my live streams too. Especially during the pandemic, because I felt it had one of the most important messages I felt, especially during that time. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. And there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow is just a dream away. The man has a dream, and that's the start. He follows his dream with mind and heart. And when it becomes a reality, it's a dream come true for you and me.
I mean,
I
if
love
that's
that
the
one.
one that closes out the live stream, I think we should close out with that one because I don't think I can top that one. With, I mean, you can't really top the Sherman Brothers.
No, Disney legends, those guys.
So, Rob, I just want to thank you for taking the time to talk a little bit about, obviously everyone's really excited. Jellyrolls reopened, taking time to step back through memory lane and relive some of those wonderful nights full of packed houses and just engaging in all of these songs and really testing that encyclopedic Disney knowledge, which you obviously definitely have.
Disney music is some of the best music ever written. So more power to it. It's amazing. I'll always listen to it.
Well, Rob, thank you again. Everyone, please go check out Rob at piano_Rob on TikTok and Instagram, especially his recent Disney Nighttime Spectaculars video. That video is amazing. And it's just fun to get to relive, to see like Spectre Magic. And obviously everyone who's still emotional about the recent fireworks change, you can relive happily ever after watching that video. So again, piano_Rob, hit him up on TikTok, hit him up on Instagram. And Rob, are you performing anywhere soon?
I'm like I said, I'm at the Boathouse most weekends. I don't know when this is coming out. This Friday, I'm at the Boathouse. That's pretty much, and we do occasional Sundays at Tin Roof, over at iDrive by the big Ferris wheel in Orlando. So those have been the more steady ones. If you follow me on Facebook, I always post my public events in the events section on my Facebook.
Okay, and Facebook, is it at
Facebook.com/Piano Rob with 2 B's, because there's somebody with 1 B. So Piano Rob, I put an extra B at the end.
The one bead Piano Rob obviously is not going to compare, and I doubt that he could have played that huge stack of records that we just went through.
I doubt it too. I do doubt that.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Rob.
Thank you so much.